So we have no idea when the first roster update is coming, MLB The Show 25. We can kind of get a general sense. If I had to predict, probably late April, maybe early May. If I had to guess, I would guess May 2nd, Friday, May 2nd, which is in 2.5 weeks. They typically announce the roster updates on the calendar at least a week, more than a week in advance. So I would assume the roster update is going to be May 2nd. But regardless, today I'm going to be doing something, I don't want to say different, because I've done roster update predictions in the past and they've done really well, and I love doing them, and I love actually investing in this game. But I've only done one per roster update. I'm going to be giving you guys my very early roster update predictions from the first 2.5 weeks of the MLB season. So let's get into it. Now, a few things to go over regarding the first roster update from whenever it comes out. I say this every year. It happens every year. People ignore me and they lose stubs. So I'm just going to go ahead and say it. The first roster update is always the hardest to make stubs because everyone is so expensive, because everybody wants to get into investing and they want to buy cards and make stubs, right? People try to invest in the first update, they don't know what they're doing, and then they lose stubs, and then they don't care after. So that's why it's a lot harder to do it in the first update, because everything's more expensive too, just strictly from the market. Everything is a lot more expensive. So it's harder to make stubs in the first update, but if you're smart, you can make investments that'll set you up in the future updates, as well as the first update, to make stubs. Another thing too about these types of videos that I make, nothing that I say is a guarantee. If I tell you to invest in someone and he doesn't go up, it was your choice to invest in him. All right, don't complain to me. That's one thing too. And then another thing too is, just because someone isn't in a video doesn't mean they're not going to go up. I don't have enough time to cover all the players that could go up, and I also don't cover players going down, really. I just don't feel like doing that. The first player I'm going to talk about today is Garrett Crochet. Now, Garrett Crochet is an 83 overall, so he's already very close to being a diamond. And at parallel 2, he is a diamond. Now, obviously, I wish there was a way to look at his attributes with the inside edge. He doesn't have it today, but I wish we could view the overall without the parallels, just to help, predict for roster updates. But regardless, Garrett Crochet, he had an amazing year last year, was traded and signed with the Red Sox to a new contract. He's picked up right where he left off last year. So far this year, in 26 innings, he's a 1.38 ERA, 28 strikeouts, and a .88 WHIP. His price is a little expensive, and it's because it's inflated from his start yesterday. He had a no-hitter through 7 innings, I think. I think he's going to go down a little, but not by much. But he's probably going to sit no cheaper than 1,800, I would say, until he starts performing poorly, if he were to. But I mean, also, if you look at this card, hits per 9 and Ks per 9 definitely have room to grow, to improve. Corbin Carroll is a guy who has all the potential in the world. His rookie year, he was amazing in 2023, won Rookie of the Year, was truly an MVP candidate, and led the Diamondbacks to a pennant. Last year, he kind of struggled throughout most of the year, but he finished strong, and so far this season, he's looking like rookie Corbin Carroll again. He's hitting .333 with 5 homers, 10 RBIs, and a 1.123 OPS. I will say with Corbin Carroll, I'm going to get a negative out of the way first. That sample size is strictly against righties, really. He doesn't have as good stats versus lefties. So you're probably going to see a big boost versus righties, maybe a small boost versus lefties, but I wouldn't count on it. So that's one thing. But on the other hand, if you look at his hitting attributes, they're bad. Like, his highest hitting attribute is 70, and if he hits like the way he is, he's going to get a huge boost across the board. So he has a lot of room to grow. And let me define, because I do like vocabulary on my own that I come up with. Room to grow basically means that the attributes can go up a lot. So for example, 97 durability doesn't have any room to grow because it can only go up to 99. But 57 clutch, even though they don't upgrade these on roster updates, maybe they do, but regardless, 57 clutch, that has a lot of room to grow because it could go up 42 to 99 or even above that into the 100s. This card has so much room to grow across the board offensively, and he's been playing at an elite level. Jackson Chourio is kind of similar to Corbin Carroll in the fact that he's a really young, talented player. He's different, though, because he was a rookie last year. He had an amazing rookie year last year. Regardless, he is looking to take that step up to the next level this year. They already gave him a contract, but regardless, so far this season, he's doing pretty well. 292 average, 5 homers, 17 RBIs with a 900 OPS. If you take a look at his splits, he hits much better against lefties than he does righties. And if you look at his attributes, lefties, that's where he's lacking on the attributes. So that plays into the investment. He's not doing bad against righties. He's doing well. But against lefties, he's doing really well. So those stats versus lefties are going to go up a lot, and those stats are lower than the stats versus righties with all that room to grow, especially power left. So I think Jackson Chourio is a good investment right now at 1,500. If he goes to an 85, you're going to be making 100% return because the quick sell value is 3,000. I think this is a great investment right now. And if he doesn't go diamond, he'll probably go diamond sometime this year as long as he doesn't fall off. He's that good. Hunter Greene is a guy who's been in the league for a little bit, and he's always had the potential to be an ace. And he's been a good starter with the Reds, but he's never been elite. This season, so far, he has been elite. This is the potential that we saw in Hunter Greene in, I think, 3 or 4 starts, probably 4 starts. 27 and 2/3 innings. He has a .98 ERA, 31 strikeouts, and a .58 WHIP. He's been amazing. Now, I will say he doesn't have as much room to grow because where he lacks is in control and walks, and that's harder to get upgraded. They typically upgrade the hit and Ks per 9 more than the walks per 9, home runs per 9, and control. So that is one thing, but I truly think that this card could go diamond. We've seen cards, go up to 105 in a hits per 9 or a Ks per 9. I could truly see with Hunter Greene, he is a little expensive for an 80. He's at an 84 value with 1,500. But I truly think that if he continues to pitch the way he does, it'll be worth it. Wilyer Abreu has been amazing for the Red Sox for some reason. I'm a Yankees fan. I don't want him to play well, but regardless, good for him. If he makes me stubs in the game, I'll be happy. But anyway, Wilyer Abreu so far this year, he has a 340 average, 3 homers, 12 RBIs, and a 1.068 OPS. His hitting stats are atrocious on his card. Look at those hitting stats. Versus righties, much higher than versus lefties. And I will say, he is primarily dominating right-handed pitching, so he's going to get a big upgrade versus righties. I am a little worried about his stats versus lefties because he's barely seen any lefties this year. So I don't know how much those are going to go up, and I think that's going to play a big factor in his overall. After the versus righties increase happens, I will say one good thing about this card is his defense. When you're investing in cards that already have good defense and speed and stuff like that won't get changed until mid-July, will really, really carry that overall up, and that is a good thing with this Wilyer Abreu. So he's going to get a boost versus righties soon, but be on the lookout for how he hits lefties in the future. Now, George Springer is an interesting one because he's had a great career. He was on Houston, regardless of the cheating. He was still a good player after it. Signed with the Blue Jays. He's kind of been underwhelming with the Blue Jays, but this year he's off to a great start. He's hitting .375 with 2 homers, 10 RBIs, and a 1.041 OPS. So much room to grow offensively. 59, 44, 60, 52. All of those could, go up a lot. The defense does hurt his overall, of course. But, I feel like this is probably not a long-term investment and more of a short-term. He could go to gold, and I think that's where he stops. I don't really see him going to diamond, especially with that defense. But, this is more so of a short-term investment. He's a little expensive, though, but he'll still be making stubs if he goes to an 80, or maybe if he goes up even more. This was truly Spencer Torkelson's last chance with the Tigers. He was the number 1 overall pick in 2020, I think, which was 5 years ago. He hasn't really done much. This year, he's been doing great. He really has. He's hitting .309 with 5 homers, 11 RBIs, and a 1.082 OPS. He's obviously going to get the power boost, right? He already has good power at 72 and 76 for a bronze. That's like no question. He's definitely going to get upgraded in power. He is going to need a contact boost for him to make people stubs, especially with how awful his defense is. That is really tanking his overall. If he's going to go up in overall, he's going to have to hit for average. That's just one thing that I want to put out there. Yeah, he's going to go up with the power into like middle of the silvers in this first update probably, but we're going to have to see the contact in the average for both sides to, truly set this card to new heights, or like to a gold, or approaching diamond. Like, he's not going to just continuously get power and continuously go up. He's going to have to get contact, and so far he's doing it. He's hitting over 300, right? But I don't know if he's going to be able to do that the whole year. And lastly, we have Mike Yastrzemski from the Giants. He obviously had an amazing year in 2019, I think. It hasn't really been that special ever since, but he's done great so far this year. The Giants overall look pretty impressive offensively, considering their past teams. But Mike Yastrzemski, so far this year, 300 average, 2 homers, 6 RBIs, 9.65 OPS. He's going to get a big boost versus righties. If you look at that inside edge boost, probably something around that, maybe a little less than plus 19. He'll go up to like 76-ish, around there. I don't know about the stats versus lefties and the defense, but if he continues the hitting that he's done versus righties, he'll make you stubs. He's dirt cheap. He's only 36 stubs. If he goes up to a silver, he'll be in 100. So that's going to be a lot of return. You just have to really buy a lot of him to make a lot of stubs, but certainly a good investment, I would say. So yeah, that's going to be for this video. If you guys have anyone that you're investing that I did not mention, feel free to comment. I love discussing this type of stuff with you guys. But regardless, that's going to be it for this video. If you guys are new here, follow me on all my social medias, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. But most importantly, God, I can't speak. But most importantly, make sure you're subscribing here on YouTube. So yeah, see you guys in the next one. Peace.